What's up, guys? Welcome back to Own the Hunt. Today we're going to be talking about why I gave up Pulsar scopes and things you should consider in today's thermal market. Stick around. Well, guys, thanks for being here. This video is probably going to make some people upset, and that's okay. It's not why I'm posting this video. I'm really just trying to get some information out there. But before we do that, guys, I've got some new hats. These are on the website now. I'm wearing one. We've got more of your traditional style. Don't have a lot of these. We've got a caramel color with a rope on the brim, leather patch. All of these are leather patch. You got a kind of a greenish loading color in the performance. The rest of these are all performance series. Black on black, hunter orange with a nice brown leather patch, black camo with the black patch. I'm wearing the black camo with the or the olive camo, I guess they call it, with the tan patch, and then we've got a traditional old school kind of duck hunter camo. Guys, these are available on the website, onthehuntgear.com. Check them out. They are limited quantities, so if I'm out of stock on one of the styles, sorry about your luck. Might restock, I'm not positive. They're pretty expensive for me, so I'm not making a ton of money off these hats or anything, guys, but just want to get the word out there for those of you who aren't, like, you know, direct friends of mine or people, you know, I see on a daily basis that I sell these to. Onthehuntgear.com, guys, check them out. So, guys, I'm making this video because I get asked a lot lately why I don't hunt with Pulsar scopes anymore, specifically scopes. I've never really been a huge fan of their binoculars. So even when I was running Pulsar scopes, I was running like AGM binoculars, which I feel are honestly some of the best on the market. So, guys, this is a slippery topic for me. Because if you followed the channel for a long time, you know I genuinely love Pulsar scopes. Like, for the longest time, I considered myself a Pulsar fanboy on the channel. I called myself that in a lot of my videos, several of my reviews, and lately two things have happened that have brought me to posting this video. One is people have asked, you know, straight up said, why aren't you hunting with Pulsar anymore? And then also some false claims on both sides of the house, like from Pulsar, but also the industry as a whole. And I want to address those things, and I want to address them because I think they matter from a consumer standpoint more than anything, especially in today's heavily saturated thermal market. So I really just want to bring light to those. And I'm just kind of not going to beat around the bush, you guys. Pulsar is really no longer in the conversation for me when it comes to recommending thermal optics right now. The reason being is price to performance, and I talk about that in my reviews quite a bit, you guys. But price to performance, I don't think Pulsar is really performing up to its price. And mostly that's in respects to image quality and poor weather condition performance, things like that. But alongside that comes the new claims that, you know, Pulsar is kind of saying, like, all these thermal manufacturers are giving false NETD ratings on their scopes, and that isn't really true. Until Pulsar decided to say there's system NETD rating and there's native sensor NETD rating, no one ever asked the question, right? No one ever said, well, what's the system NETD rating? What's the sensor NETD rating? And so no one ever asked that, and so none of these scope manufacturers decided to publish that data. And quite frankly, it doesn't really matter, and I'm about to tell you why. But secondly, why I'm posting this video is a lot of people have been putting comments down below of my reviews saying that, you know, I sound like a salesman, or my reviews seem biased. And here's the deal, you guys. I have a full-time career. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. Here's the deal. I have complete freedom with the videos I put on my YouTube channel, And that goes for the hunts I post, which have been almost non-existent lately, the reviews that I post, and anything else I post like this video. And so while I have complete freedom of that, I'm not gonna waste my time reviewing products that I don't feel deserve time to be spoken about. They take me quite a long time to create, and now YouTube's not even allowing me to make money off those videos. So the way I see it, if I can't be mostly positive about a product, I'm not gonna review it. And I've talked about that on my channel before as well. So yeah, I mean, you haven't seen any new Pulsar content on the channel, just saying. Guys, I'm just not excited about it. The scopes right now on the market that are performing exceptionally well are less money than the flagship Pulsar scopes, and they have the same features: ballistic calculation, built-in laser range finding, extremely good image quality. Yeah, you're gonna have a few kinks here and there, bugs in firmwares, things like that. Pulsar doesn't tend to have many of those issues. That's part of why I was such a Pulsar fanboy from day one. My very first thermal scope was a Pulsar. My second, third, and I believe my fourth were Pulsars. So for those of you who follow the channel, you know I love Pulsar, and I still want nothing but the best from Pulsar, and I still expect nothing but the best from Pulsar. And so that's why I'm really disappointed with where we're at today. Pulsar is getting beat out in almost every category by other manufacturers, and it makes me sad, because I believe that Pulsar does everything else better than everyone. Their user interface is the best, hands down. Their ballistics calculation is probably the easiest to use and implement on any scope I've used to date. Their laser rangefinders seem to work extremely well in pretty much all conditions. Yeah, fog and things like that are going to drastically degrade a laser rangefinder. Their build quality is superior, and now they're including American Defense mounts, quick disconnect mounts with their new thermions. So there's still a ton to love about Pulsar, guys. This video isn't like me saying bye-bye. It's me saying, Pulsar, please, please do better. Please step your game up so that you are in the conversation once again, at least as far as I'm concerned. With that said, guys, I need to address this sNETD rating that Pulsar has put out. So I just got a message from a guy asking me if the new thermion XL60 really has a sub 20 millikelvin NET rating. And it's because Pulsar is now publishing this spec on their website and in all of their documentation that the XL60 has a sub 20 millikelvin sNETD rating, which, sure, it probably does, because sNETD is a completely made up spec. They could have said sub 15 if they wanted, because there's nothing to gauge it upon. And here's what I'm getting at. No other scope company is publishing an sNETD rating. They're also not publishing the native NETD rating. They're just simply publishing their NETD rating. And we as consumers that have used thermals for long enough now know the difference between a sub 40 millikelvin NETD rating and a sub 20 millikelvin. We can tell there's a drastic difference in performance in poor weather conditions between those two scopes, those two ratings. And so I come to you with this. In the identical weather conditions, same conditions, poor condition, right? Humidity, fog, whatever it may be. High humidity, a little bit of precip in the air, maybe. I'm just gonna use it because it's the scope I run right now, and it's a scope that I completely love. The iRay RH50R, the Ricoh MK2, and that's a sub 20 millikelvin scope in poor conditions, alongside the new Pulsar XL60. The iRay is going to eat it alive. Now, Pulsar says that XL60 has a sub 20 millikelvin sNETD rating. Well, the iRay has a sub 20 millikelvin NET rating. So if they both have the same NETD rating, why is it that the XL60 looks so much worse in the same exact weather conditions as the iRay RH50R? I don't know. The reason is because sNETD rating is a made-up stat. It doesn't mean anything. We as consumers have nothing to compare it to. So with that said, I would challenge iRay to put out their sNETD rating, because I can guarantee you it's far below sub 20. You know, Pulsar wants to say these companies are doing lots of image enhancement and algorithms to produce that image. And that is true, guys. These sensors are heavily tampered with after the fact using post-processing, image enhancements, algorithms, things like that to build a better image. And so yes, that's 100% going on. And what I'm getting at is Pulsar hasn't done anything to their image in that algorithm or post-processing, and they haven't done anything new. They simply kept the scope the same and produced a stat or a spec for the scope that means nothing to us. And so I'm very torn with what's going on right now, and it's really frustrating. It's frustrating as a consumer, because I'm a consumer first, right? Like I'm the one who wants all of this cool gear. I'm the one who wants to test this stuff. I'm very passionate about it. And with manufacturers kind of firing shots at each other and coming up with false advertising, it makes it very difficult as a consumer to navigate the market that we have right now. And so here I am to tell you that given the current state we're in, pay zero attention to the sNETD rating that Pulsar is producing. Pay every bit of attention to the NETD rating that all manufacturers are putting out. Whether it is sub 20, sub 18, now sub 15 from the Knockpix line, you know, compared to the sub 35, sub 25. Now the XP60 from Pulsar, I'm actually really interested to look at that scope, guys, because I felt like the XP50 Pro, which had the sub 25 millikelvin sensor, I felt like that was a very, very good scope. It just had a little bit too low a base mag to be something I really wanted to mess with, but it was an extremely popular and successful scope from Pulsar. And so the XP60 is now a 3-power scope with that sub 20 sensor. Probably an awesome scope. I've got to get my hands on one and test it. But that is a native sub 25 millikelvin sensor, you guys. And so that's legit, right? But these false claims are honestly, they're poor, they're bad for the market, they're bad for the consumer, it's confusing to the consumer, and they really have to stop. What needs to happen is Pulsar needs to start making a scope or a sensor that can compete in poor conditions with what's on the market today, and that's if they care to stay relevant, guys. I don't even need to mention some other companies out there that have gone, you know, out the window. We don't even talk about them anymore. They're not being stocked by dealers. They cost a lot of money, and people aren't buying them. And so, for the simple fact of that, you know, that's the path I kind of see Pulsar heading down, and I hate to see it because I love Pulsar. There's nothing more than that I would like to see than Pulsar be back at the top of the game where they once were. And I'd love to be running a Pulsar scope again, to be honest with you, because there are things about Pulsars that no one's really figured out. And I think, to be honest with you, that might be the only reason they're still relevant. So guys, with that said, I know this is not a popular video. I know there's going to be a ton of people out there that agree with me, and I know there's going to be a ton of people out there that disagree. And for those of you that disagree, it's okay. It's your money. You spend it where you want to spend it. I hear all the time about the China market. You know, we're buying these thermal scopes from China. Well, here's the deal, guys. It's a lot of money. And if I'm going to spend my money on something, it damn well better perform when I need it to perform. And what I can tell you is last year, there were some nights I honestly couldn't hunt due to weather conditions that I'm able to hunt now with the scope I've chosen. So, you know, ask yourself that question. Do you want to stay home when your buddies are out there hunting because your scope just isn't up to the task? Or do you want to go kill animals and hunt with your buddies anytime you want? But anyway, guys, I digress. This isn't meant to be a video where I throw shade, but it's meant for awareness, and I hope this helps you guys in your next choice at purchasing a thermal scope. You guys, I don't care, you know, at the end of the day, it's your money, but I do care to make sure that the facts are out there for you as a consumer to make the best decision that works for you. And so that's what I'm doing, guys. But anyway, until next time on the Hunt, we'll see you later.